Hello, Forumites. VC Ram fan here. Fight Night Louisa is officially in the books. Josh and I are rolling back to Richmond now. We finished a lot earlier than we were expecting, so technically at this point I could take him and drop him off at home. But since Mom and Dad already gave him the okay to spend the night at my place, instead we're going to go and check out Warrior, because that's awesome, and we're awesome, so we do awesome things. Honestly, top to bottom, Fight Night Louisa was a fantastic card. It was just, everything was just put together well. Obviously it wasn't going to have all the glitz and glamour that a UFC event does, because it's not a high dollar and, a high ticket price thing. But, cage, one thing, there was a lot of little things that I thought went over very well. For example, the cage was well made, the doors locked securely, and it was a simple mechanism. I've seen some of this, even the smaller pro fights. You go in there and the doors have really loose, like string ties or something, and they're just really wobbly, and it looks like if the fighters crashed into them, they go flying. The cage here, it had a really simple pin that you threw in place, and as soon as they did, they'd shake the gate, and it was, it was a solid section of the wall, which I was very impressed with. The announcing was done very well. Boomer, I feel really bad because I know that I've met the announcer before. He and I, or he was another guy that went with us to see Fight Night 20, I think it was, that was up at the Patriot Center. I know I've met him. I feel really bad because I've forgotten his name, and he was a really cool guy. But tell him that I thought something? Sure, Jay sounds good. Josh says it's Jay. I'm going with Jay until Boomer tells me it's wrong, and in that case, it's my brother's fault because he's always wrong, and I should know
right.
this. But he did a really great job. Was doing a really nice job of not only announcing the fights and the post-fight interviews, but also of getting the crowd hyped up, getting them pumped up, encouraging them to stay to keep cheering and staying in the fights. The reffing was very, very solid. The refs were going back and forth between MMA and Muay Thai, but they both, appeared to know the rules very well. I believe they were GCA, was it Global Combat Alliance, Josh? I think
something like that.
But they were very professional and knew what they were doing.
And if it's wrong, it's your fault.
You know what? No, it's always your fault. I'm gonna
nope.
I'll find a way to blame you. Don't.
Fine.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. But just top to bottom, very well put together. Good entrance music. For all the fighters, great choices. What was the guy's name? It was
Jake.
Yeah, it was Jake Porker, something or another.
Bad. Jake. Let's see.
Jake Shields. That's what it was. No, he was on a different fight card tonight.
Jake Chamberlain.
Jake Chamberlain. Thank you. Jake Porker Chamberlain coming out to hide your kids, hide your wife, run and tell that homeboy was hysterical.
There was Adam.
Yeah, and Adam Malahan came out to walk it out, and came down and danced at the during his walkout. And in the post-fight interview, I thought it was really good. It explained that wasn't because he was cocky or anything. It's just because he gets really nervous, so he does that to kind of laugh at himself and be able to get rid of the nerves. At which point, everyone in the arena started chanting for him to walk it out again. So the DJ immediately fires the song up. And Adam starts dancing again. I got the last 3 seconds of it on video. I'll try to upload that too.
Nate Miller, the guy he fought, had won a fight earlier in the night, and that was his first fight.
Yeah, great point. Nate Miller makes his his Muay Thai debut in the first fight of the night, or the second fight of the night, does really well and wins it, and then finds out that Adam's opponent had dropped out, or it was a no-show or something along those lines, and steps up right there and takes a second fight that same night.
And it went 3 rounds.
Yeah, it was fight of the night. Nate went in there and was an absolutely game opponent, throwing down, never stepping away. It was a tough fight back and forth. I thought it was 2 rounds to 1. Judges, one judge actually gave it a 10-9, 10-9, 10-10. Called it a 30-28, which I thought was a very fair to give one of those rounds as a draw. But just, hands down, top to bottom, great fights, great matchups. Everyone was on the same level, with the exception of the very last fight of the night. It was Dylan Hitt versus Ginseng Point du Jour.
Something like that.
Dylan looked like he was 12 or 15, and Ginseng was a full-grown man.
From Haiti.
From Haiti. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, because he had the little handkerchief on his leg. But right when they were introducing the fighters at the very beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I didn't notice that. Good call, Josh. Yeah. Good catch. And actually, it was really cool. There were three girls that were sitting behind us that we were joking and laughing with a lot, who apparently were very good friends of G's. Shut up. They were very good friends of G's, so they were, of course, very excited about that fight. And G went out there and was really outclassing the kid. Was just throwing push kicks that were knocking him against the cage, and every time he threw a combo, threw a flying elbow. Every time he threw a combo, the kid would kind of spin and run. And the girls were standing there filming it, and they're jumping up. G, don't hurt him! Don't hurt him, G! Which I thought was very ironic, considering the sporting event that they were attending. But, I mean,
I'm pretty sure they just didn't want him charged with incidental manslaughter.
Right. I mean, even then, Dylan was smart, and he realized he was outclassed, and, turned to the ref and said, hey, I'm done. And they were smiling. He was smiling when he did it. It was very cordial to Jensen afterwards. It wasn't a sort of a situation where, I feel like it was done maliciously, obviously. I don't think, I'm not trying to say Boomer's trying to get this guy messed with or something. That was just a little bit, odd to me. But other than that, fights were great, absolutely amazing. Boomer, you should be so proud, man. That thing went off so smoothly, and everyone had such a great time. Everyone I was sitting around was, we were talking to each other and laughing and joking. That's something that doesn't happen at MMA events. I've been to, I think, 4 or 5 UFC events now. And when you go there, you sit there by yourself and you talk to your friends if you have them. Other than that, you don't interact. I mean, well, I do, because people can't shut me up. But
you can say that again.
Normal people don't interact with each other.
Please shut him up.
But the great thing about this was that, I think a big part of that was just because of the smaller size of the show. It was a more intimate setting. The lights stayed on the whole time, so you didn't feel like, you're in a movie theater and you're supposed to be quiet or anything. So everyone was talking and laughing and joking. When Jake came out to hide your kids, I was joking back and forth with his corner, because his corner was laughing about the fact that he didn't even know he was coming out to that. So it was just a really great interaction. Very nice to be able to be that close and that intimate with the other fans and even the fighters. I've been rambling a lot, but I think what we all want to hear from right now is I really want to hear Josh's take on this, because this was his live event. So this is kind of the gold standard against which everything else in his MMA life will be judged. So Josh, give me just a second as I merge onto the highway.
Wait, no, my first live event was you.
Was what?
You.
Well, no, that was a grappling competition. Well, that doesn't count. You're more than welcome.
Still.
You're more than welcome to come to my my first amateur match. Which, by the way, Boomer, come on, brother. If you don't promote my first amateur fight, I'll be offended and hurt and insulted.
Please don't. Right, it would be hilarious to see him.
We're on 64 heading back to Richmond now. So, Josh, let me get your take on this, man. Tell us your thoughts.
All right. Well, I got.
Put that down.
Yep, this is my championship cup, and this is his consolation prize, because I won betting. He gave me $1 right after the fight, so we ran out and there were these mugs, and so we decided to get one each. So that's on the records. All right. This fight card was awesome. There were a couple fights that were there were some of them that were just sort of one person you could tell they were a lot more technical than the other one. The one guy was a brawler, but the other guy just sort of worked him and just won. Man, that what was it? I think it was Brad.
What are you thinking?
The one where it they just hit and then that was it. Took 10 seconds or something.
Oh, you mean the very first fight? Where he knocked it? No, that was the one where there was a groin kick. Oh, you mean the one where the ref stopped it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the Nick Weaver versus Winslow Wells, who, by the way, Nick is actually has been a long time forum member. He came up to Boomer today during the fights and told him, "Hey, are you Boomer?" And Boomer said, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, I've actually been lurking on the forums for about 6 years now, so I never post, but it's great to finally meet you because I've been following you guys, and this is really exciting." So, Nick, Josh and I both thought you had a really great fight. Would love to see you get back in there, and I think that a December 10th rematch against Winslow Wells would be really awesome. Get you guys in there, give you a chance to showcase your skills more. And seriously, man,
was he in there when Winslow said that it was like he'd love a rematch or something?
I think everyone would love a rematch of that one. And more importantly, Nick, we would love to hear from you on the forums, man. Sign up, get your name out there, let us talk to you, dude, because I think it's awesome that we've got a forum guy who's fighting. So, we'd love to hear from you.
Gotta say, my favorite fight. Okay, my favorite part was the hide your kids, hide your wife. But my favorite fight was the Nate Miller, Adam Malahan, that Muay Thai one. And my favorite Muay Thai was that. But then the last one with Dylan and Ginseng, I gotta say, like, Dylan shows some real heart by actually fighting, because I mean, like, he was my age, and Ginseng, like, probably my brother's age, but yeah, it was like really.
You know what? If that's true, if Ginseng was my age and Dylan was Josh's age, then Boomer, hook up me versus Josh.
No, thank you.
Let's do this. Come on.
Good.
Look, the UFC and Strikeforce both tried to do the Shamrock v Shamrock. Let's do a Westcott v Westcott. Let's throw down. Let's get this done. And then after I take Josh out, then you can sign up my older brother Ryan, and I'll put the hurting on him. It'll be awesome.
Okay, if you let me cheat, I will.
All right, this video is like 12 minutes long at this point. I think we're pretty much done with yapping. But yeah, great night of fights. Boomer, I am really amazed at how well this went off. Not as a negative input, saying that I thought you'd do poorly, but just in general, putting on something this complicated, of this magnitude, is really hard. And I think it's really impressive that your first event went off so smoothly. I can't wait till December 10th. I will be back for the next Fight Night Louisa. All you forumites on the East Coast, you should definitely come down. I mean, just a great night of fights, a ton of fun, and I think it'd be a great time for us to all be able to hang out here in this neck of the woods. So with that, I'm signing off, and I'll see y'all around the boards.
See you later.